はい、皆様、こんにちは。アエルワールド海外生活コンサルタントの伊藤です。今日も動画をご覧いただきありがとうございます。今日はですね、親子留学の行き先として非常にお問い合わせの多いオーストラリアの学校をご紹介いたします。先日ですね、ブリスベンにありますクレイフィールドカレッジから、校長先生と、あと寮の責任者の方、寮長さんとですね、クレイフィールド担当の教育コンサルタントの方が弊社に来社をされまして、学校の特徴などについてお話を聞くことができました。彼らのインタビューの様子はですね、後ほどご覧いただきますけれども、まずはオーストラリアの基本情報ですとか、クレイフィールドの概要についてご説明をしていきますね。はい。その前にまずお知らせを失礼いたします。各国のビザ情報を受け取ることができる弊社アイルワールドの LINE がございます。こちらの QR コードからぜひお友達登録をお願いいたします。はい。それでは、まずはオーストラリアの概要ですね。その後ビザについてお話をしていきます。親子留学計画をされる方はですね、おそらく一度は検討されるのではないかなっていうぐらいですね、ポピュラーな国ですので、詳しいご説明は不要かなというふうには思うんですけれども、まず、人口に関してはですね、約2600万人ですね。これ6、7年前よりも8%以上実は増加しているんですね。そして今後も増加傾向にあります。移民も積極的に受け入れておりますので、留学とかビジネスのチャンスを求めてですね、オーストラリアへの移住を検討される方っていうのは増えているかなという印象です。首都はキャンベラですけれども、シドニーの人口はちなみに530万人以上ですので、都市としては圧倒的にシドニーが多い。次いでメルボルン。そして、本日ご紹介する学校がありますブリスベンと続いていく感じですね。そして時差は少ないです。1時間ですので、日本に残られるご家族とか友人の方ともコミュニケーションは取りやすいかと思います。はい。そしてオーストラリアの教育特徴とビザについてですけれども、基本的にはですね、アジア圏とは違って、その子らしさを伸ばすという教育スタイルになりますね。アジアはですね、どちらかというと、入学前の英語レベルっていうのが問われて、で、なおかつ入ってからもですね、しっかりお勉強させるんですけれども、オーストラリアはですね、お子様がどんな意見や考え方を持っていて、で、それをいかにアウトプットできるかっていうことをですね、重視しています。逆に言うとですね、自己主張の苦手なお子様はですね、ちょっと授業に積極的に参加していないなというふうに評価されることもあるようなんですけれども、それぐらいですね、お子様ご自身が今どう思っているのかっていうのをですね、大切にしてくれる教育スタイルかなというふうに思います。そしてビザですけれども、いわゆる親子留学の場合は、お子様が6歳以上から学生ビザを申請できて、その保護者として親御さんのですね、どちらかが帯同できますから、その保護で行かれる方が比較的多いかなというふうに思います。仮にお子様が6歳未満である場合は、親御さんが学生ビザを取って、ご家族を連れて行くという方法もございます。あとは永住権まで取りたいという方の場合はですね、投資家ビザっていう選択肢もありますので、その場合はまたご相談をください。はい。それではここからはですね、クレイフィールドカレッジについてご紹介をしていきます。教育形態はですね、オーストラリア教育ですね。受け入れの年齢ですけれども、5歳から日本で言うと年長さんにあたるですね、プレップっていうふうに呼びますけれども、5歳から18歳まで幅広く受け入れがあります。ESL の制度がついておりますので、英語にちょっと不安かなっていう不安があるお子様もですね、サポートを受けられる可能性はあるかと思います。そして学費。学費がですね、年間、330万円からです。ですから、これはもう一番下の学年のプレップが330万円ぐらいということですね。で、これはもう学年が上がるにつれてどんどん上がっていくということになります。で、もし、この学校、寮がありますので、寮に入られる場合は年間450万円弱ぐらい見ていただいたらいいかなというふうに思いますね。なかなか、するかなという印象なんですけれども、今、オーストラリアもですね、お隣のニュージーランドも学費はかなり上がってきてます。 現地の物価も人件費も全て上がっていますからね、かなり高くなっているかなという印象ですけれども、コロナ前はですね、私立でも年間200万円弱っていうふうにお伝えをしていて、なんか法律とそこまで変わらないですね、なんていうお話をしてたんですけれども、ここ数年でちょっと高くなってきたかなという印象ですね。ただしですね、学校の中の設備とかカリキュラムを見てみますと、とても充実をしていて、ユニークなスタイルですので、非常に納得っていう感じではあるんですけれどもね。はい。まず、この学校の特徴を書いております。1931年に創立ですね。非常に歴史のある伝統校です。で、もともとは共学校なんですけれども、今年度からですね、ここに書いております、パラレルラーニング制度というのを導入をしております。これ何かというふうに言いますと、年長さんから小学校6年生までの学年まではですね、共学、男女共学なんですね。で、ただ、中学校1年生から中学3年生までの3年間は、男女別でカリキュラムを受講するんですね。いわゆる男子校、女子校みたいに分かれるわけなんです。そして、高校1年生になる学年以降は、また共学に戻るっていう制度なんですね。中学3年間の多感な時期に、男子の特性とか女子の特性に応じた教育を行うことで、それぞれの能力を効率的かつ効果的に伸ばすことができる。こういう狙いがあるようですね。オーストラリアは完全な男子校とか女子校もありますけれども、先ほどお伝えしたメリットもある一方で、ちょっとですね、異性の価値観に触れる機会が少ないことで、関わり方がわからないというような特徴も聞きますから、その両方のシステム、共学と男子校、女子校、その両方のシステムを経験できるという意味では、かなりユニークで貴重な学校さんかなというふうに思います。はい。それではですね、先日、校長先生と寮長さんと教育コンサルタントの方にお話を伺いましたので、インタビューの様子をご覧ください。
Okay. So first I'm gonna start with Andrew. So we are very, very interested in the new, system, parallel education.
Yes.
And we already kind of asked you a little bit of it, but can you explain about the system again? And when are you gonna start it, or?
Yeah, sure. So parallel learning is the best of both worlds, where you bring together the best of co-education and single-sex learning, where in pre-prep to 6 students learn together in co-educational classes, and then they move into single-sex classes in grades 7, 8 and 9, and then come back together in year 10, 11 and 12 for co-education. So really it provides, the best of both worlds at a time when it matters most. And so we have started the introduction of parallel learning in year 7 this year. So we have boys and girls learning in single-sex classes, but they come together for music, for sport, in the playground, and so they have that socialisation, which is really important and reflects the greater society, but it really provides an optimum learning environment within their academic classes.
Okay, thank you. So what was the purpose of the education? Why did you start this, or was there any reason that?
Sure. So there's a couple of reasons. My PhD is in gender inclusivity in secondary chemistry. So I'm very passionate from my research around making sure that we create an inclusive environment at school. And so, through both my PhD but also publications in a couple of journals, so the International Journal of Science Education and Cambridge Journal, was able to really talk to what it looks like to be in an inclusive environment, but particularly in talking to students about what they want. I was really fortunate in 2019. I had the opportunity to have sabbatical in the UK, where I got to see parallel learning at a number of schools. They call it the Diamond Model in the UK, and I got to see firsthand the real value of that. It's also a model that's used in a number of leading schools in Melbourne and Sydney, but also in New Zealand. And so what it really does is it provides that environment at a time of change for young adolescents, which allows them really to focus on their academic. But I think most importantly for me is it's reflective of society, because one of the things that we're working on is obviously creating an environment that is truly inclusive. of all students, because I feel that one of the things that we really do very well is being able to let the light shine in every student so they can really find the thing that they're best at.
Okay,
I might add to that too, in that we had demand from parents that they didn't want their boys to leave in grade 6.
The move to co-education was community driven. We did a survey of our existing families, and over 40% said, we would love my son to stay all the way through. The next closest thing, which was around 10%, was offer basketball, which we've done. And so from there we then started to do more surveys of our community. So the move to co-education pre-prep to 12, and the move from that, co-education in 7 to 12 was very much driven by our families.
It was an easy decision in the end, actually.
I see. I think that's kind of like a unique part of your school because, I know some schools which is like a boys' school, girls' school, but your school has like a two, styles. And I think this is going to be like a, big part of like your, great part of your school.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're already seeing that. So our applications last year were up over 400% from the previous year. And in the first quarter of this year, we have passed our applications, if we combine 2019 and 2020 total, in the first 3 months of this year, we have had more applications.
Oh, wow. So a lot of people are interested in that system.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I don't have a kid. I didn't know that parents actually would feel like, for their kids to learn, like a different sex or whatever. And I couldn't imagine like what kind of expectations that I should think about, But she has a kid, has a son, so she kind of like understood when we were leading your website and talking about this.
Those events. So in boarding, we've got it created like a home. So we're actually located across the road from the school, so we can get them to everything, absolutely everything. So
I kind of understand that.
we prefer it for that
I think it's
reason.
also the language development, because obviously with a homestay family, sometimes the discussion is minimal. In the boarding house, there is plenty of discussion.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
We find the English development is more beneficial. In the
especially
house.
for that kind of teenagers.
Yes.
I think they have to more communication.
They pick Australian slang up very
Yes. Yes, they do.
That's true. Well, I used to live in the United States and as an international student, but I was like 19 years old. I was a college student, so it was important to stay at quiet home, but I needed some communications with my host family. But I had to try to, So that's a good opportunity.
I think it beats the loneliness too.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they're in an environment where everybody's in the same boat. We're all away from our families. So
Like a homesick.
And we do have a lot of support for that as well. We've got a counsellor and if needed.
I see. So I think I heard the answer already, but what is the advantages of being on the
At Clafiled College boarding? I think it's nice to be rewarded with an award, but we have a very dedicated staff. For me, it's all about safety and having them feel comfortable, safe and happy within. So I run it like a family home environment. I like to think there's an open door policy for me. If they're feeling homesick, that's okay. We're onto that straight away and help them get through that. So I think more it is our caring environment. That's the benefits of Clafiled College boarding.
Okay, understand. Thank you. I have an additional question. So how would you take care of students who, if they have a little, issues between, a few students or some students who are like a little being depressed about school life or life itself. I don't know, but
That's my life every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we've got nearly 70 students living together. That is my life. So
Yes.
it is, I have to say I did a little bit of study coming into this role, but I
Sure.
realised quite quickly it's all about providing emotional support and being a mother, I suppose. We sit down and talk to them, and then if I think it is escalating more than that, I bring in the school counsellor. We have heads of year in boarding as well as heads of year at school. It's quite common for me to accompany a student to a meeting with a head of year if something's happening at school. So it's communication. It's all about communication. Yeah. I think it's important that they're really relaxed about that too, because I know they get very stressed about it, and it's exactly so we can support them through that. It's not like
one of the ways Global Learner supports them, many of these students, is prior to having that interview, they can start some English language lessons online with us, one-to-one, with our learning mentors from some of their graduates from some of the schools and are at the university, and we found that really improves confidence prior to having the interview with the school as well. So that's another way, because they feel very daunted by the idea of an interview because they believe in themselves that their English proficiency isn't adequate, which but practice is a really big one. You know, there's not much practice, as you're aware, within the current education system here. For listening and speaking, it's mainly rote learning and reading and writing skills that they have done with English here.
I totally understand. Okay, so one last question from all of you. Can you give me any comments who is thinking about to study in Australia? Students or parents?
Some advice for anyone thinking about studying in Australia
or your school?
I think if you're looking for a warm, welcoming environment where you will be known by everybody, Clafiled College is the school for you.
Clafield's very much a place to learn, belong and experience. And so I think, if you have a real appetite to be involved, to be able to really find the thing that you are passionate about, whether that be academic or whether that be sporting or whether that be music, there's a lot to be offered and gained by an experience at Clafiled. But you'll really feel part of a community. It really is a community for all of our students that really wraps their arms around them and really makes them feel part of the experience.
Yeah, I believe it's a small, caring, nurturing school, quite ideal to the Japanese model, and the type of student who may not feel so confident, with their English language ability due to their prior schooling. So they're fully supported. They also have our Japanese language cultural awareness to be able to support them along their journey at Clafiled. So we're hand-holding, everyone is hand-holding the student along the journey and building confidence to succeed.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
はい、皆様いかがでしたでしょうか。よろしければお気軽にですね、下のコメント欄ですとか、LINE でご感想、ご質問いただければというふうに思います。コロナが明けてですね、オーストラリアのいろんな学校が留学生に向けてですね、門戸を開いていて、様々な情報が弊社にも届いてきておりますので、これからもこういった動画で情報発信をしていきたいというふうに思っております。はい。それでは、本日は最後までご視聴いただきましてどうもありがとうございました。失礼いたします。